welcome back to Scarlet Rage Vintage, and today is a great day. If you don't know who this woman is beside me, where have you been? It is of course Laurie, aka Greyhound Vintage, and today we have a bit of an interesting video for you.
Yes, we do.
We are going to be talking about mental health from two perspectives. From my perspective, from someone that hasn't got mental health but has a lot of friends that have got mental health problems, and coming from a perspective of, well, you can explain.
Of somebody that has suffered and still suffers with poor mental health. The reason we think this is important is because social media is an amazing thing. It's a great thing. That's how we know all of you and you know us, and it's a great way to connect. But it can be blamed for a decline in mental health for some people. I think a lot of people, what I've realised has been a lot of my friends, including you, that literally look at social media, look at other women and wish, well, put themselves against that other woman. Like, I'm not as pretty as her, I'm not as skinny as her, I don't have the same clothes as her. Some of my friends are actually going off social media because they are finding that they are putting themselves up against women and not really enjoying the aspect of social media. They're sort of comparing themselves, and it's not healthy. And I think the important thing to remember is that you will always put, or you will generally put, your best side forward. And you see people's social media and you think this person has a perfect life.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's because they're not putting, like, nobody's life is perfect. To be in a position where you are confident in yourself and you do love yourself and you can appreciate what other people have without it taking away from what you have, that's a very privileged position to be in, especially in this day and age. Yeah. I am 36 this year and I have had bad mental health since I was about 11. So that is a long, long time to be kind of suffering with something that's quite awful. For the last year it's been declining, but it's something that I've had to, let's put it this way, I am in a much better place now than I have been in the past. You kind of feel like, I don't want to go to the doctor about this because I don't want to bother my doctor with the fact that I look on Instagram and it makes me feel bad about myself. But it can all the same be massively debilitating. It can make you massively withdrawn, and it can make you, it can really affect your life. Whenever I post on Instagram something related to my mental health, the amount of people that either comment on it or private message me and say, like, thank you so much for saying this, because I feel exactly the same way. Yeah. And I feel like I feel silly for feeling that way, or I feel like I can't tell anybody that because they might think I'm foolish or whatever. See, this is where I come in as a friend. This is when you reach out and you go, hey, let's do something. If there is an issue, I am the person that likes to fix. When you are maybe upset or something is not, you're not happy, I always think to myself, well, right, this is the steps that we can make that can help you fix this. Yeah, help you on a road. And I think that is always great when you have a friend who is able, because when you're in a dark place, you can't necessarily think of the positives. No. The negatives are kind of, they just overwhelm you.
Overwhelming.
I do have great friends and I'm very lucky. But sometimes I think it's a lot easier to, like, spill your feelings to 20,000 people that aren't directly connected to you, rather than, like, call up your friend and feel like you're burdening them with your, like, oh. Yeah,
but that's your own negativity thinking, because your burden is not a burden.
Sometimes you do just want somebody to, like, not fix your problems and just fucking listen to you, like, talk
she doesn't talk
shit.
To me.
I have other friends for that.
She does talk to you about that kind of stuff, and I do just sometimes shut up and just listen.
I think that's important. But the most important steps you can take if you are suffering with poor mental health is to talk to somebody about it.
100%.
If you feel like it's a burden on your friends, there are plenty of organisations.
Yeah, I'm gonna link all
Mine, the Samaritans, or
everyone below.
There are plenty of anonymous people that you can speak to.
You know, they have, like, websites now.
Like, yeah, you can
do the
web chat.
You know, and
just reach out to somebody.
Let's talk about a bit more about Instagram.
The main kind of inspiration behind making this was is my current relationship with social media, particularly Instagram, which has been causing me no end of mental torment lately. A lot of people message me and they appreciate me saying I'm having a shit time and I feel terrible about myself and I feel disgusting and I feel overweight and I feel that nobody likes me, blah blah blah, because perhaps to some people I am one of those accounts where people look at my wardrobe and they look at my life and they look at the way I look and whatever and think that I have everything perfect and everything down and I have my life under control. It is just not true. What I put on Instagram most of the time is not my life. I mean, I do wear vintage. This is what I look like.
Yeah,
that is my wardrobe. Like,
yeah, no, that is
all true. But the amount of time I spend feeling shit about myself and wearing fucking jogging bottoms covered in dog hair with no makeup on, half my eyebrows gone. The amount of time I spend doing that is it's probably 50-50, I must say. I would hate to be an account on Instagram that people look at and think, I feel bad about myself because of her. That would be the worst thing in the world to me. I love Instagram because it's great visually and I know a load of marvellous people that I've met through Instagram and like looking at everybody's clothes and everything is fantastic. But sometimes if you're not in the right frame of mind, it can get inside your head.
I think what it stems from is it's that wanting to feel loved. It's that
absolutely.
It's that wanting to feel accepted.
It is addictive, and it's quite easy to become obsessed with your followers and like losing followers, and that's been happening to a lot of people lately. And Instagram's algorithms change. People aren't seeing your stuff as much. And then you start thinking, is it because I'm posting shit? Is it because they don't like me anymore? Thoughts, which are all valid, by the way, you know, you are allowed to feel that way. But you need to try and get it into some sort of perspective, which is very hard, but not impossible.
I think it's also the fact of that you've got to stop looking for validation and just be validated by yourself,
which is of course easier said
it's
than
easier
done.
said than done, but
that is the main thing.
If you go and speak to people and go and use like mental health services and you actually start to put yourself in a positive mind frame, that is the best thing for anyone to do.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's lovely to have other people looking up to you. It's lovely to have other people saying nice things to you. It's lovely to receive compliments. But that... Hi, Elmo.
Sorry, Elmo.
But the most important thing in life is how you feel about yourself. And it's not as easy as just deciding that you love yourself. It takes daily work to, you know, get into that mindset where someone else can be fabulous, but it doesn't mean that you're any less fabulous because somebody else is fabulous. Not saying that I haven't had people that have kind of helped me along the way, but if you want to improve your mental health, nobody can do it for you. It's great to have support. It's great to have a supportive family. It's amazing to have supportive friends, and all of that stuff helps, but you have to be open to the idea of kind of getting better, because it's something that you can learn to manage. And I look at myself now and I look at myself 10 years ago and I'm completely a different person. That's not to say that I don't suffer with my mental health anymore, because I do, but nowhere near to the degree that I used to. There are a lot of things that you can do to kind of help yourself as well, and I think, you know, everything's different for everybody, and I don't want to like generalize and say like this will work for you or that will work for you or whatever, because mental health is a very personal thing that you need to find the right way to
Yeah.
like the things that help you, and whether that is going out and forcing yourself out to socialize, or whether it is like retreating in and like looking after yourself and having a nice bath and just chilling out and like reading a book or doing something that you enjoy doing to kind of quieten the mind. Like everything is different for everybody. But something that I learned in therapy, I've had a lot of quite intensive therapy, is to be able to talk to yourself and be kinder to yourself and not give yourself a hard time and not beat yourself up, because that is one of the worst things you can do. Is when you feel a certain way, you feel that way, and you've got the added pressure of giving yourself shit for feeling that way. It doesn't make you a worse person for feeling that way about yourself. So that's one step that I would say that everybody could take, is just to be a little bit nicer to themselves. Talk to yourself as you would like a friend to talk to you. Why are you feeling this way? What's happened to make you think this way? Realistically, like, what evidence is there that you should be feeling this way? And just try and just calmly to kind of dismantle what's going on and break it down.
If you're finding that you can't help yourself, that the internal talking and the sort of being kinder to yourself is not working,
and it doesn't always.
No, I think that's the time when you really reach out. You reach out to someone either close or someone you don't know. Really find a place where you feel safe and you feel comfortable, where you can actually have a very frank and honest conversation with someone that's not going to judge you.
That's important.
And I think that's a big thing. For me personally, when I speak to like Laurie about situations, it's a positive conversation. It's never a negative. It's building the other person up. There are foundations that the other person has probably gone down and below those foundations, that they are literally wanting to have that very frank conversation with you about their feelings. So you have to be a sympathetic ear. And you also, if that person is reaching out, that means that they are wanting help. For you to listen and for maybe you to tell them that it's okay. And I think that's what you have to do as a friend.
There are people in the world who need more reassurance than others, and if you care about that person, then just... I mean, obviously,
tell them.
Just saying nice things and doing nice things and
just
being nice is
kind.
nice.
Like, women hate each other way too much in this
really
world.
do,
and there's way too much
sad. If we're gonna smash the patriarchy, ladies, we need to stick together. Pitting yourself against other women and looking at other women's lives and thinking, oh my god, I wish I was her. That's not the way that we're going to get shit done.
And I just think to myself, hold on. If there's a way that I can help another woman, I will. Like, I mentor other women for business, and I don't think a lot of people know that because I don't really talk about it. But I also like meeting other women that are totally polar opposite to me and learning from them. I think Laurie is a boss bitch in her own right. It's not easy.
Especially if you suffer with mental health problems.
Yeah.
You know? So it can be done. I guess the main things to remember is
be kind to people.
Be kind to you and yourself.
Yeah, and yourself. Do not judge.
Don't judge. Don't judge yourself.
Yeah, don't judge yourself.
Look after yourself, even though the last thing you might feel like doing is looking after yourself. Look after yourself and just practice basic self-love and self-care.
Yeah.
Take a bath. Do something that you love that makes you happy.
Look into support groups.
Speak to your friends.
Yeah,
if you can leave the house, see your friends whenever you can, because being around people is important, even if the last thing you feel like doing is being around people.
Even if you just sit there and watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Exactly.
Which we tend to do a lot.
Which is our life. If you're on Instagram and you are struggling with your mental health and you are feeling bad, Jade and I are always happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
I've had people come and speak to me about kind of sobriety, because that's something I've been struggling with. I was sober for 8 years and I fell off the wagon kind of about 3 years ago, and I've been struggling with it. I've had a lot of people come to me and speak to me about that. Anything that if you want to talk to us, we are here.
The door's always open. Well, my DMs are definitely always
your
open.
Your DMs are so open. If you feel like Instagram or social media or whatever is getting too much, take a break.
I'm going to link all of places that you...
Yeah, Samaritans, Mind.
That you can find help or...
AA.
Yeah, NA.
NA.
Everything down below. So if you are having a problem, please, please go and seek help. Mental health should not be a stigma.
Talk about it.
It is what it is.
It is what
Do you
it
know what I
is.
mean?
We all have a wobble.
No
every
one's
now and
perfect.
then. No one's perfect.
And to try and be perfect is an impossible task.
You are fighting a losing battle.
Do not forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a very frank conversation.
Very different.
I'm very glad Laurie is able to express her feelings and open up her own issues to you guys.
In the words of Mama Roo,
if you ain't gonna love yourself, how the hell
you
you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.